Boom. So yeah, you were having were you were provided some insight where you developed your own insight based on just experimenting with this 2 pound weight.
Right, right.
Right. And but you came to some interesting conclusions.
Yeah, yeah, just how it has helped me feel the turn from parallel without making the wrist turn.
Yeah. Right. You see that? That's really good. That's really good. Yeah. There's one insight that weight can provide, right? We want heavy sticks, but after a while, they're not heavy enough, it seems, and you get used to the weight.
Yeah.
But this really provides that weight.
Well, it's funny, you use this for a couple, and then you pick the regular sticks up, and you're like, they're flying out of your hand almost, you know? It's like so light.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you notice, so I don't want to just go off half, as Murray would say, go off half cocked. So let me think about what the heck we're talking about. This whole thing is rather fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just hanging out. See, I've been watching. No, I'm going off half cocked. Hold on, because we're here. Yes, it's so small, it's tiny. See, and that's you, and that's the motion. I believe what you'll see Dick Wilson doing in one of those videos I put up. Kevin, until you learn to feel, right? So until you learn to feel, the stick laying in your hand, and he does this. And Martinez pointed out, see, he did it 2 ways. It's subtle, right? Because there are 2 ways, I believe. Aren't there? See what this is bringing us? It's bringing us closer to some kind of satori. And so, because, and we'll get to some of this today. We'll put this into practicum based on what you've been working on. Right? And some of these things you feel, some of these things you don't want to mention right away.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want the student to feel them because Murray teaches through the brain, been watching his videos. So it's a video and it's in 2 parts. And so, yeah, you see, there's that idea that you lay the stick on the surface, right? And then you follow through for rebounds, and the stick can go doom, 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 and then we come back to parallel, right? See? And so there's that. That would also be akin, I believe, to the idea of, when we're working in stick control, for instance, on those rebound exercises, page 5. And Dick Wilson would say, for when you're throwing for rebounds, you see you land open. Well, you land open.
Oh yeah.
See? But look how little it is. So, okay. So there's this landing open idea, but then there is what you were talking about, which is playing an up motion or an upstroke.
Yeah.
They're almost identical. And so the up motion, it isn't about bending forward and following through. It's about going up.
Oh, yeah.
And feeling how the middle finger would move away from the palm ever so slightly. Here, going around the stick, just landing open, again, the middle finger wants to move away from the palm. See? So there are two ways.
Mm.
There, and you want to know about them, and you want to recognize the distinction, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really neat to watch those videos. I haven't watched them for a while, but it's all there. And so that was good insight. Now, what happens is we're holding this amount of weight. So the things that happen in the hand, what the fingers might do they? If you're holding all this weight?
Yeah, you got to grip it a little more, a little bit.
Well,
I mean, it still does, yeah. I mean, you can still feel it.
Right? There's something going on.
It feels it open a little bit.
It's going to be different, especially in the left. Yeah, so you've got to hold on to this thing.
Yeah.
So that the hand isn't as free to behave in the way a hand would if it was just holding. Murray would say, it's just a puny drumstick.
Right.
Okay, so, but you can feel that. Now, how would the throw work? See, I would still, and then again, and you can also control how much weight you've got, right? You hold it here, it doesn't feel as heavy as holding it here.
Right.
Boy, see, it doesn't take much to help with this level of weight. It doesn't take much to recognize that, geez, all I need to do is bend forward.
Mm.
And it motivates the upward motion of the forearm. And I don't have to do it. I don't have, see, all this stuff, this doesn't seem to be connected to the weight in the way that this is. Very direct. This
right.
affects the angle of the beam, so to speak. Right? So this just seems like a big waste of time to me right now. Like, what am I going to get? I guess. But here, see, we're looking for the efficiency.
Mm.
Right? So you're going to get this. So you're going to get this, right? You get this. So you got to be careful. You don't want to hurt yourself.
All right.
Whack. Now, really big throw. Boy, you can really feel that. You have to lift that up. Yeah. Tried to feel it in here, because I know that when I hold the stick, I got to feel it there. Right? I'm holding it, I can feel it there. Still there. So it's one smooth motion. One smooth motion. Goes up and down. And it's one smooth, it doesn't go, kind of wait. This throw is one continuous smooth motion. Boom. Boom. See, mine's coming down differently. It goes up at a certain speed, and it comes down. Kind of like when we talked about turning the wrist, and that it goes up and down at the same speed. Now just do this. I'm feeling it in that middle finger as much as possible, right? And I'm gonna lift it up. See, at the speed that I lift it up is the speed it comes down. Look how easy it is to come down. It's harder to go up. It just wants to come back. It's so heavy. It just wants to come back. Back. So now watch, copy my timing. Back. I lift it up and it comes back. I lift it up and it comes back. I lift it up and it goes back. Let's just lift it up for a sec. And let it come back. Yeah, see, it comes back faster. It's just, if you use gravity, it'll come down that fast. Hey. Yeah, see how it wants to come down? Now lift it up at the same speed. There, sorry. There you go. Yeah, you see? You see? So this idea of, the idea of this, the free stroke, which isn't this technique, where you're bouncing the stick off the surface, right, disappears once you explore this idea of lifting, of up to come down. You have to lift this darn thing up. It ain't gonna go bouncing up in the air and you're gonna catch it and throw it, push it back down. No. So we're thinking of moving a lever arm, right? As efficiently as possible. And we're aware of the lever system. Murray talks about that in the video. Have you ever seen a teeter-totter with a really big wide fulcrum? And he's all over Murray. No, you want to get to here? No. It's like, and see, Murray's all over Louis. And Louis is just like such a gentleman, like a kid. What? Oh, okay. And so I learned as much about, I learned as much from Louis as a student as I do from Murray as the teacher.
Right.
Because that's the gig, to learn how to be a student that's available and not defensive, and it's okay to ask questions, but sometimes a really great teacher, it's weird. You don't ask them the question. Somehow they knew you were going to ask it, and they end up answering it anyway if you stay quiet. Right. So let's see. So yeah, Murray does talk a lot about the idea that, see, this is a really big part of the technique. When you bend forward, and you're down. He doesn't talk about the floor, I don't think, but you're so close to the surface that it's hard not to make a note.
Right.
And when you bend forward, the middle finger moves away from the palm ever so slightly, right? And then we follow that up. Now Murray and Dick go up. It seems the throw is slightly different, right? And then as you come down. So you're loose going up and tight coming down. You're loose, see? And as you cock your wrist to the ceiling, the fingers want to come towards the palm. So you get release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze. Release, squeeze, release. Now, what's important is this idea of as fast as you go up is as fast as you come down. This idea, as fast as you go up is as fast as you come down. Okay? That I believe that's true as well, because the whole thing is just a wrist turn. That's where the weight comes in handy. It's like, that feels like wrist to me. It's not this, it's not the arm, it's a wrist turn.
Right.
And then this is a wrist turn, and this is a wrist turn. But the gig is that we want to get this thing going. This is where it is like throwing a ball, right? We develop the momentum. And so once we get this thing started, there's no waiting at the top. There's no coming up cautiously and then coming down. It's just you take this. That's perhaps where the whip analogy is appropriate, right?
Right.
Once you get that thing started, you're done. I mean, if you don't follow through, you're not going to get the energy to run out to the end of the whip.
Right.
So you wouldn't go slow. At some point you have to capture the momentum. Whips are apparently only there are certain lengths. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've got to be careful. But I understand that whips are often a particular length, right? Interesting. Maybe that's worth Googling. But we want to get this thing going. Now, Murray and Dick had seemingly different throws, but the essence of the throw was the same. And I believe as the throw got smaller and smaller, they were identical. Dick said that they were. When I asked him about Murray, he said, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything that Murray didn't show you." You know. All right. So the other thing is this Richard Martinez thing about the stick balanced here like this. Right? We've done that. Just hang by your side. Now, for remedial purposes, you can just have it in the middle finger. It's wedged against the palm. And you have it. It's not falling. It's there. I'm not squeezing to death. If I did, this would happen. I'm just letting it lay in here. And I have the stick. And I can bring it up. And it's balanced there, isn't it?
Mm.
The only thing on the stick is the middle finger. And the butt end is wedged against the palm. Right? Yeah, you see it's there. Now, when you watch the Murray Spivack video with Louis, this is what he's doing. Right? And then Murray asks him, "Well, do you know where to hold the stick?" In terms of, that's where he starts to talk about a teeter-totter. So what we're looking for is a point of imbalance, because if we hold it up here, the stick it's bouncy, all right, but there's not much weight out in front of the fulcrum. Too far back, and it dies. So we're looking for that sweet spot so that we can get it to bounce. Right? So you have it in here, don't you? See, and when you're done, it comes back to rest in this balance. But it's important to feel as it bouncing, feel it rocking over the middle finger of the fulcrum. It's just as important to feel what it feels like when it's not bouncing. The two are, opposite sides of the same coin.
Mm.
Right? Yeah, and for that to happen, I don't have to do anything with I don't open up my finger. If I do, I'll drop the stick. See, I guess I can fudge a little bit, try to get something. That's not what we're doing. We're just keeping it here, turning our wrist. When it gets to the surface, it comes away from the back of the palm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And just take your time to see it's away from the palm. Stop. Just let it out. Just let it stay there. Away from the palm. It's away from the palm, right? And then when I lift it up, it comes back to the palm. And it's balanced. Now, interestingly, it's balanced here too, isn't it? Kind of interesting. So there's balance going on. And yet, we've placed the fulcrum further back on the stick so that we're controlling what is ultimately an imbalance, right? Because if we put the fulcrum in the very middle, it's not going to rock. Right? We want to get it to rock. Okay. Yeah. See. So you're experimenting. Murray would say different weight sticks will be different. Different lengths of sticks will be different. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's good. So let's just take a quick look at, maybe I should have you do what Louis has Murray do, or what Murray has Louis do. Oh, I'm making this up as I go along. Okay, so Murray would talk about Dick's students coming in with a gooseneck. Dick wanted you to get this. He really wanted you to feel this part of it, and then you cock your wrist. You want to feel this. Murray thought that you needed to get to where the horsepower was sooner, so that he wouldn't spend as much time going in this direction, the dreaded gooseneck.
Yeah.
He would spend more time getting to this, because he thought this is where your horsepower is. And that's what he's saying to Louis, because Louis in his traditional goes more like Dick. He goes more like...
So which way do you lean? Which technique do you lean towards?
Well, it may be true that the Dick's throw might be more efficient. It seems more powerful. But that's a fact. That's another fascinating conversation. So Dick would have you come all the way up to here. See how the hand is open? The hand opens, right? As we come up, the hand opens, and then it closes. Just like the right. The left is the right hand on the side. Turn it over, and Murray talks about that in the video. So Louis goes to the blow, and maybe a tap. See, there's the tap. Get the tap, the release, the tap, and Murray is bugged that he's spending too much time in this direction, and wants him to get to where he says, because the release is tiny. He says, then you got to get up to where the horsepower is to make your blow, right? So it's fascinating. So Dick would come up, and Murray would get to that sooner, right? In the right, Dick would have him on video. He goes all the way up to here, as he does here, right? He comes all the way up, right? So Murray never showed me that. Okay, but what we do want to do is both recognize that there is that little bit, there's a bend and a release. Either way you do it, that's what we need, okay? So if we were just going to make throws, what would that look like? I'm more used to doing it, but it works.
Yeah. I feel like I do more of the Murray style, maybe a little bit. I'm not sure, but I feel like I kind of go up.
So let's figure it out. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we got our weight. Your students go out and actually get the weight. So, and so if we put the metronome on at let's try it at 54. So if we just make throws, now for me, this is a really big deal. This balance thing, right? So if I make a throw, shouldn't it just be able to balance in there if I were to ask it to? Well, shouldn't it? Look, not too much should change. I don't know if anything. See, it's so stable. It's stable in there. See, It's just wedged up against my palm. Yeah. See? That will provide you some insight. Right? Now, you've got to give either Murray or Dick. You've got to give me a turn. You've got to turn your wrist. And then it's got to be centrifugal force. We capture the energy that we create at the beginning of the motion. Once we begin the motion, we're committed. Yeah. So we I know it's balanced there, and we just get that. See, I'm not going to give any of that up. See, so it goes up, down, up, down. Oh, see, lost my balance. Up, down, not bad. Now, where is the release? So what you want to get happening is, I know that, remember we talked, there's some little release here. Right at the beginning, there's some little release. But what about the release here? We're not clutching the stick to death, right?
Yeah.
We, see? See, there's some.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out too. Yeah, how like I was trying to I was actually thinking of that the other day, like trying to keep my fingers more, because I know sometimes you're like, oh, don't throw the fingers out. So I was kind of almost trying to keep it more, not squeezing it, but kind of keeping them more, trying not to let them fly out. You know, I'm being a little more conscious of that. So I'm trying to find the balance between that.
The word conscience, you've been vigilant with regards to maintaining awareness,
right?
With regards to what's going on. What we're trying to uncover is what is going on, so that we aren't influencing what's happening. We're allowing the body to do what it would naturally.
Right.
The body will do this, if you believe it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm going to try to, no. How does the body work so that I can leave it alone? See, that's what we're discovering.
Yeah, so basically when you're at the top of the turn, your fingers will be at, not wide open, but they'll be at the maximum spread, whatever that is.
I don't know. I don't know. See, what I mean? Careful here. Let's figure it out together. See, I'm just down here, and I'm going to do this. What's happening? Maximum spread? I don't know. I've got no stick in my hand right now. I just know that my hand goes, it starts to open here. It's somewhat relaxed through here, right? And then at the end, it's closed again. And I'm not doing it. It's this magical thing that these guys figured out. I don't know where these people come from. Mm-hmm. So you get it going, and you don't let it go, and you're done. It's starting to happen. Come on, give it a flick. Go for it. Yeah, flick it up there, and give me a flick. See? It's happening here too, isn't it? Look. Maximum spread? No, they're starting. Yeah, more like that, right? You're not doing anything. Things are happening.
Right.
Things are happening, so we have to figure out what's happening. You know? It takes a certain kind of mind to be able to figure out what's happening.
Mm.
So I'm getting like more like that, right? Try it. No, you have to get it. You have to go for it. It's like you can't go. I'm gonna get it just no. You just go that whack. Yeah, don't lead with your elbow. It's right here. Whack. Yeah. See? Yeah. There you go. See? It just happens. It happens pretty fast too.
Right.
See? You're releasing and squeezing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they do. They
There you
definitely
go.
do spread out.
There you go. There you go. Now they put a stick in your hand, and it should have some of that feeling. So it's just going whack. My hand is opening up a little bit, right? You see, it's opening up a little. I'm not clutching it to death, and that way, the bead can come up a little bit. If I'm clutching it, the bead never wants to come up very much.
Right.
So by allowing the body to do what it does, we get the benefit of there it is balanced. See, and that stick is moving through the hand, but I'm not squeezing, but the body is.
Right.
So there is a squeeze and release there, isn't it? But I'm not doing it. I'm just noticing it.
Right.
That's pretty good. Now stop. Is it balanced? Yeah. See? How much are you thinking about that?
Yeah.
Are you inhibiting the stick in any way? Don't. Be as relaxed as possible. Maintain that feeling of the stick laying in the middle finger and the balance. Don't go shoving down. Don't go squeezing on purpose. Yeah, see how snappy that is? Yeah, you see, it's nothing. All right, so we're going to do 50, metronome on at 54. I'm going to work on my left throw.
What are we doing now? Left throw?
It's already better. So what would we do? We go. Okay, so and quarter notes. See, it's nice and snappy, huh? It's just sitting here. I could almost, at this speed, look, in between each one. Ah! Maybe not in my left so much. I had it there for a minute. There it is. There it is. And it's just waiting while the other hand goes whack. All right, good. Now we're going to quarter note triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just gotta count now. Counting is a big deal.
So cool. This,
and 2 and 1 and this is what we were working on last. Was it you? Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so just count 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and just count. Don't play.
2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and.
Now you're going to catch every other vocal sound you make.
2 and 1
and 2 and 1 and 2.
1 2 1.
But you got to keep counting what you're counting.
And 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 2 1.
No. I'm going to bring it back. I'll bring it back. This is your Achilles heel, but we're going to.
Yeah.
All right. So you were saying 1 and 2 and that's 6 vocal phrases.
That's right? In the space of 2 clicks.
Yeah, I guess so. 1 and 1 and 2 and yeah, it is. And what we're doing is we are making a noise in the world. In this case, with wooden dowels, or we do it by clapping on a piano. But what we're getting is we have 1, and we're going to express ourselves tangibly to the world with every other vocal utterance. So we're going to make an expression on 1. Then when we say and, we're not. Then is going to get, that's the next one. 1 and then 2 isn't going to get it. 1 and 2, and then the and of 2. 1 and 2 and there's only 3 hits. It's a triplet. So don't play, but you want to be yeah. It's not about playing right now. It's about 1. So what you just want to get your timing of it. 1 and 2 and instead of getting polarized with the 1 and the 2, we know that there are notes in between.
Right.
And we're going to find them. 1 and 2 and that's it.
Oh yeah, 1 and 2 and 1.
There it is.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and
that's all it is.
Do with a click here.
2,
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and.
Wait, hold on, but it's just you're counting too slowly. You got it though. You got it. So if the metronome 1 and 2, the 2 is going to be with the metronome. We don't need to play it just because we're saying 2. 1 and 2 and.
Also, yes, 1 and when I hit 2, I won't say anything, but it'll click.
Right? Yeah, you won't play anything, but you'll say something.
So 1 and 2 and 1.
Almost. You got to keep this counting. You cannot abrogate the counting. 1 and just turn off the metronome for a second. Don't even need it. So we're deciding how fast are we going to count. 1 and 2 and 1 and so just give me the 1 and 2 and
1 and 2 and
yeah,
1 and 2 and
yeah. Now keep it going. You got it.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1
and 2 and 1 and quiet. Okay? 1 and rest. You're not making it, but 2 is the metronome clicking.
Yeah.
You're saying it, but you're not playing it. So now the audience can't decipher. And if you're not playing with really good musicians, they'll get lost too.
Yeah.
Right? So metronome on.
So,
and just clap. Get the counting speed first.
1 and 2.
No. 1 and 2.
1 and so 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and
just get the
1 and 1 and.
Stay with me. I'll give you another way. You've had it. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2
and 1 and 2 and
there it is.
And 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 1 and 2.
It's like a shuffle.
1 and 2. 1 and 2.
There it is.
And,
see, it comes before the 2.
1 and 2.
1 and
1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2.
You got it.
And 2. 1 and 2 and.
There. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
And 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and.
Believe in it. Believe in it. Believe in it. Just doing this.
1 and 2 and.
Just keep doing it. Keep it going.
1
and 2 and you got it. You got it.
Almost.
You got it.
And 2 and 1 and 2 1 and 2 and.
A little faster. There you go.
2 and 1 and.
Got it, dude.
And 1 and 2 and.
Put it on the drums.
2 and.
Put it on the drum. 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and
2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 2 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 2 and
what about this?
2
Jason,
and 1 and 2. Yeah.
you lost this now. You had it. You had this.
1 and
There it is.
and
See how snappy that is?
2 and 1 and
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. 1 and 2.
and
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
2 and 1 and 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 2.
Okay, now you're going to play eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
3 and throwing.
Yeah.
And 2 and 3
Now,
and
don't
4.
lose this. Really, turns out this is about teaching you counting and understanding rhythm.
Yeah.
But it's really as important or more important perhaps,
Right.
is this natural thing.
2 and
It's just this.
and
So
2
that you get the throw. There it is. See how much better that is?
and 1 and
Look at you. Yeah, dude.
and 2 and 1 and 2
Yeah.
1 and
Middle finger, middle finger,
and
middle finger. Okay, now we're going to 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and now we're going to play eighth note triplets. 1 and 2 and now you get to play all of them. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
And 2 and
There it is.
2 and 1 and
2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and
2 and 1 and
2 Come on. Playing 16th notes now. Now we're going to play 16th notes.
and 2 and 2 and 1
Come on, don't lose this. Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and
You can't lose this part of it. You can't lose this part of it. There's got to be some of that going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What was that one? Was the last one there?
I think we should go up. I think we should stop right here.
Yeah.
No, this is really good. Okay, so we were able to overcome your one counting difficulty,
Yeah.
which I'll write out for you.
Comment, but I'm aware of it now.
Yeah, well, sure are. You were able to count it, clap, and then put it on drum on the pad with good technique.
Yeah.
Not right away. Then come on, wait. What happened? You went whack 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 whack. It's like there you go.
Right.
So there's none of this. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Should my arm be? I don't know.
Yeah.
Should I be fully flayed? Who knows? I teach this stuff. I mean, I know how it feels. What I'm trying to do is get to a place where the body is working in the way that it wants to. And in that sense, you don't feel anything. There's very little to feel. Things are happening. So you have to be very conscious of what's happening.
Right.
You want to capture what's happening so that you can think more about music. We don't want to be thinking about that. We want to make
it's going autopilot very much.
that's what we're
technique.
Okay, so your body's working more naturally. So we have that. Now, I don't. Boy, that took a while. It's interesting how one little thing, but it's in a sense it can be the whole thing. Yeah. This function is really a big deal. You're starting to feel a good throw now, which will include squeeze and release, whether you're making an upstroke or not. The hand relaxes, and then Murray would say, "This is your chance to relax."
Right.
Right. We were working on harmonic rhythm. See, should we get into throws? What should we do here? I've got you feeling something really good. I don't want to. I'd like to lock this in. The reason see, especially with you, for instance, someone who plays other instruments. You know, like you're not playing drums in the band. You're playing guitar in your band.
Yeah. Well, more sax actually.
All right, stop. And okay, right? And so, what we are doing is considering things from a musical point of view, a conceptual point of view, trying to make you a more modern musician.
Oh yeah.
Right? And so harmonic rhythm was foreign to you. Now you have your head around it. Then what became difficult, even though you understood it, was where to make the upstrokes. Confusion developed or was revealed. And that had to do with making upstrokes and making throws. We have the throw today.
Yeah.
So pull out, let's get into master studies.
Okay.
That out. We'll be circling back. Okay, now go to page, oh, that's not a page. Yeah, go to page 7.
Okay.
I tell you, I only talked to Joe once. I was all excited.
Yeah.
Hello, Kevin Crabb. Yes. Hi, this is Joe Morello. I almost dropped the phone. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Joe. So, and I would have loved to have taken a lesson with him.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, so I'm going to put the metronome on it for you. So this is going to be, and now with this speed, and with these exercises that Joe starts with, right? The things become more complicated. And however, and to what extent Joe was, either Joe was coming from another place in terms of technique. As far as I know a little bit about what's going on with that. So he doesn't have up and down markings the way Richard Wilson would, or Murray Spivack would.
Yeah.
Right? But that's what this is. We're using these exercises to instill in us these motions that this particular technique is all about. Okay? So if we're playing 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's all it is. So there's not even an upstroke there. No, and this one. But there's motions. You're gonna have to get the timing. You're gonna have to get this thing happening.
2, 3, and 4.
But there is a squeeze and release.
And 4.
Yeah, you see, so here's where the weight perhaps comes in handy. Because it feels like to me that you're doing something like uh, uh, uh,
Yeah.
feels like that. However, if you were to stay with me now, if you were to actually, this is what I was trying to have you feel earlier, remember? You lift it up and it just falls. It's just gonna fall. Oh, so no, we're not coming up very high right now for something like this. We have accents, and then the other notes are going to be more quiet. So you're only going to come up a little, maybe to here. Now make sure you see how mine looks quite flat. It always seems to be up a little, even when you're done. You flatten it out, you lift it up, and you let it come back down. And you don't have to work very. It's harder to go up than down.
Yeah.
Down is just built in. Once you get it to the height that will give you the volume you want, because in this technique we get volume through how high we turn. That's all that'll happen. You feel it laying in the middle finger? With this, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, you see there. That was a really good one. So when we go to make our, no, I'm talking like Marie because it's watching. When we go to make our blow, you see, there's going to be, it's just that.
Right.
It's very slow.
Right.
If we want more volume, we can come up higher, but it's still this relaxed up to come down thing. Right? Something like that. So up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and
3 and 4 and 1 and.
Now think about gravity for the down, like that, like that.
1 and 2 and.
See, because after I do this, it's good, much better now. After I do this, there's a slight release to
Yeah.
You know, see, I'm a little more close here, and then just to regain the feeling I had before my throw. I want to reclaim that. I want to reclaim this feeling is a little more open than that. Now I'm open again. Closed, open.
Oh yeah.
I'm just maintaining. So I'm open and close, open and close, open and close, open and close. Close, open. Close, release. Squeeze, 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 release. It's the squeezing and releasing. Tiny. So here you're going to feel it's subtle, but it's there.
1 and 2.
Reclaim the feeling you have, and remember the feeling you have should be about this. Remember this balance? We don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose that. We're trying to hang on to that balance. Still balanced.
and
No, mine wasn't. I'm busted. Supposed to be balanced.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Shove it down. Lift it up and let it, think of the weight now. Lift the weight up. There. Oh, don't go shoving it. I don't want to see down, down. I want to see this. Okay? Same speed up and down. Doesn't go like this.
Right.
Like that. Like that.
1 and 2 and 3.
See? Just lift it up.
4 and
The middle finger.
and 2 and
Remember your throw, this thing.
and 1 and 2.
There you go. All right. Let's go on to number 2.
And
Right?
and 1 and
2 and 3 and 4 and 1
and 2 and 3 and 4 and
1 and so 3 and 4 and 1 and oops 1 and 2 and 3 and so there's no upstrokes. There's no upstrokes. It's just
1 and
motions
2
and turns.
3
Squeeze and release.
4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
Good.
2 and 3 and
All right. Good.
1
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. So this one again. Oh no, wait. 4 and
going
it does have number 3 does have an upstroke. Up, throw,
and
throw.
and
Throw. Up, throw. So there's a little up on the very last right to get you into the accent.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
Up, throw.
Yeah.
Take it from the second bar.
3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Oh, you're coming up in the wrong place. See, this is where it's helpful to write it in. See, I would write that in. See,
The last 8th notes and up on the last.
I feel like I'm working on the triplet paradiddle. See how I write in the ups and downs?
Yeah.
Right? So you should do that. You write at the very last
1
left.
and 2 and 3 and 4 and
No, the and that gets the upstroke.
Yeah. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and
There you go.
And
There you go.
3
And then it'll work the other way, going number 4 is
and
reverse. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 up,
and
throw.
yeah.
Just play the second bar of 4.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Okay, you got the idea.
And
And let's see what happens on the last one.
4.
Up, there's an up.
So
So there's 2 ups here.
yeah, and of each bars are up, right?
Okay. Should write that in.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
Up.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
all right, dude.
2
Yeah.
and 3 and 4
Okay.
and
That's
1.
all it is. It's these beautiful motions.
Yeah.
So that you stay nice and flat. There's no extraneous, superfluous motion. We don't need to be doing stuff. We're nice and flat. We only move when we need to make a note.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool exercise. I like this. Yeah, I like this moving the accents around like that. It's good.
Good. Okay, so you did great today.
Nice.
Okay, you got your throws starting to happen.
Yeah, getting a little breakthrough there.
Big help, and part of that is your enthusiasm and seriousness about what we're doing. You went out and bought a 2-pound weight.
Yeah.
Not buying the 2-pound weight makes you a dumbbell. All right.
All right, Kevin. Thanks, sir.
You're very welcome.